Hello, everyone. This is Victoria Mattia. I hope that you're having an awesome day. This is the Mom Care Coach. So, if this is your first time for joining us, thank you so very much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoy the session and that it blesses you in some way. And you'll learn a few things. And if this is an episode you've been looking forward to, thank you so much for coming back. I hope that this also blesses you and encouraging you, and you learn something as well. So today, this has been kind of an anticipated topic. I was asked to speak on this topic. I think it was at least a year ago. I think actually even before I started the podcast. This episode is all about cleaning for neurodivergent mothers that also have neurodivergent autistic children. So it's really interesting because I guess it's interesting coming from me, being a person that has ADHD and having children with special needs. My oldest child has severe autism, level 3. My youngest child has dyslexia as well as ADHD, I believe also dysgraphia and dyscalculia, which has to do with reading and the way they say things and numbers and math and all the cool stuff. So it affects our lives very much, neurodivergence. And today I wanted to talk about cleaning because for me, it is not something that has come natural or easy, meaning being organized. Because, organization is a part of cleaning, isn't it? When your home is organized, everything has a place all the time for the most part, and putting things back where they belong and cleaning up small spaces and large spaces can come quite easy for some people, and then for others it can be challenging, especially for a person that is neurodivergent. It's a topic that can be challenging for many people, specifically for those that have ADHD or autism, because of the way the brain functions and how it sees cleaning and clutter and the feelings of overwhelm can happen when the house or a room isn't cluttered. It can also bring about feelings of overwhelm when you're trying to clean the clutter up. So there are a few things, a few tips that I want to give that I have found to be very, very helpful when it comes to the function of a household, especially if the mother, the main caregiver, the primary caregiver, has ADHD or autism and they are caring for a child that has ADHD and or autism. So I will speak about my experience and then I will share what science says and a lot of tips. Now, first of all, for me, I like to use natural products. I like to use DIY products or natural products. Companies like Branch Basics or Dr. Bronner's for soap. There's even a few different network marketing companies that has really delightful, amazing natural products with beautiful smells that are scented with essential oils. So those are the kinds of things I like to use. So if this is something you enjoy, then I hope that you enjoy this. So first of all, I like to keep things very, very simple. So tip number one, keep things simple. Keep your spaces simple, meaning try not to have lots of clutter that can get cluttered. Let me rephrase that. So if you are a person that has a lot of stuff, you want to try to simplify that and streamline that, because if you don't have a lot of stuff, different products, different things to begin with, it's going to be easier when you're trying to tidy it up. So that's tip number one, to simplify. And then tip number two, keep your cleaning supplies simple. You don't want to get overwhelmed just the thought of cleaning when you start thinking about gathering everything together. So if you can keep your products simple, then it can make it easier for you. Tip number three, keep it sensory. So because of overstimulation and the physicality of looking at a lot of clutter can be overwhelming, or even thinking about cleaning up a lot of clutter can be overwhelming. If you're able to keep it sensory, it can be more of a pleasurable experience. So when I say keep it sensory, think of first, before you even start cleaning, putting on diffuser so you can have really lovely smells in the air. Or you can burn sage. Again, sage is really awesome because it literally cleans the air, and there's a lot of science around that. Also, it smells nice in the air. Also, it can be beneficial for the brain. It is actually calming to the brain, and it is invigorating without overstimulating it. So you can keep things sensory that way, using diffusers or burning sage. You can also keep it sensory by using like fancy little cleaning gloves, having a fun bucket that you fill up and have the warm water in the nice bucket with fancy soaps that smell really good and that's more natural, or having simple soaps that has essential oils in it, so everything just smells really nice. Okay, so the next tip, and this is all before you even start, map out a plan. Are you wanting to clean a particular room? Are you wanting to clean a particular shelf? Or are you wanting to do like a spring clean or a general clean where you're cleaning the entire house? If you're doing a small space, then you want to set a timer and think about what exactly you're wanting to do to that space. So, are you wanting to vacuum it? Are you wanting to scrub it down? Are you wanting to just pick up clutter from off the ground, like toys and clothes and different things like that? What are you wanting to do, and what is the allotted time that you have available to you? Because what you can do in 20 minutes may be different than what you can do in 5. So you want to think through, map it out on what exactly you're wanting to do in that space at that time. Next thing, are the children going to be helping you with it? Is this something you're wanting to do by yourself? Or is this something that you want to have them involved in? That's two different things. So if you are wanting to have the kids help you, then you can give them a small specific piece of the job. If you're wanting to do this by yourself, then maybe allowing them to watch a show, or letting them play a game, or different toys. It's up to you, but you want to think about how you're wanting to do this and how you're wanting to involve them or not involve them, and then communicate that with them. Because if they don't know, then they may be in and out of the space, and then you may get distracted and the time is gone, and then you haven't actually done any cleaning, and then you can feel frustrated. So if you can communicate that with them, if you want them to help you with one small task and you're very, very specific about it, or if you're wanting to do the entire job yourself, then that just needs to be something that is communicated. Now, once you have decided what you're wanting to do, get your tools together. So if you're wanting to scrub things down, or you want to mop, or you want to vacuum, get your tools together. If you're scrubbing things down, one way to keep everything really simple is to get a simple soap like Dr. Bronner's, like I said, is really awesome and it's reasonably priced. And there's different kinds that they have. They have some that is more of an all in one, and they all have some that can be helpful for a DIY, like laundry soap, dish soap. You decide what exactly you're wanting to do. You can also use a little bit of that in a bucket if you're wanting to mop. And so that's one item. The next thing, get your essential oils of choice. And then there's so much you can do with baking soda and vinegar. You can Google that. There's so many different recipes you can make just with those three things. I always suggest to keep everything really simple, especially when you're starting out and you're wanting to clean your space and consistently keep it clean. And the last tip I'm going to suggest is to put it in your planner. Put it in your planner the time that you're wanting to clean and put it in your planner for a consistent basis. So I call these tidy cues. I actually got that from Chelsea Joe's course. She has a course that talks about organization in the home. And then I use it as a tidy cue is something that's going to take anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. And it's something that you would do on a consistent basis, like weekly at a certain time. This is what you're going to do. Daily at a certain time. This is what you're going to do. Those are called tidy cues. And then for your bigger projects, if you are doing like a floor or a room or a general clean or like a spring clean, then I call that a tidy space. This is very helpful to know the difference when you are writing it in your planner so you can kind of get your mindset correct and around that. And I just mentioned one of our 4 intentional needs, which is mindset, which is so important so that you can look at this piece by piece and try not to get overwhelmed. If you're needing to create some space so that you don't get overwhelmed, meaning take your time to plan it out, take your time to gather your tools, take your time to decide what exactly you're wanting to do and how you're going to go about it, take your time to prepare yourself and get really sensory, all of that. And you can take transitional time in between it. Taking a transitional time, even if it's just 10 to 30 seconds to decide what you're wanting to do next, can be very helpful because what that does is that it signals to the brain, okay, now we're about to go to the next step so that you're trying to cut down overwhelm. Because when we get in a cycle of overwhelm, it becomes very difficult to complete the task. We want to complete the task and we want to make it pleasurable as possible because we want this to be something that we are going to do consistently. Now, as I mentioned before, you can decide if you want your children involved in this. If this is something consistent, it can be very helpful to have them involved. If that isn't something you feel comfortable doing or you don't feel like they can help you, then what can be helpful is if you communicate that with them, you're about to do this particular task so that they can prepare themselves as well. When everybody is prepared, things will go much smoother and you're able to enjoy the experience. So, for instance, let's say you need to wash dishes. You have your dish soap together, you have your towels, you have the place that you are going to either hand wash the dishes or you're going to put them in the dishwasher. If you're hand washing, then you have a space on the counter to put them after they have been washed. You have the hot water, you have, made space in the sink. It's now water that you have a sink full of dishes, sink full of water. You have the soap that works best for you, and you've created the space. You have the gloves. You have everything. You have your entire setup. Another item that you can add to that is to put on perhaps one of your favorite shows that you can stream as you're washing the dishes. It can make it go faster. So that's something that can be helpful. Or maybe you want to put on some music. So that is a good example. Perhaps you are cleaning up, you're tidying up the one of your children's rooms or the playroom. Then, if you're getting them involved, you're giving them one little task to do. You can make it fun. You can say, pick up the yellow toys or pick up the blocks. You can sing a song depending on their developmental age to get them excited about tidying up. And then after they've done their thing, they can have a break by going on screens or going to play with toys or having a snack. So, by putting these small transitions in the day and helping you keep everything really simple, it can be a pleasurable experience for yourself and your family. So, I hope that this has been a lovely episode. It's a little bit different than what we usually talk about, but I think it's very, very important because with our four intentional needs, having the mindset to accomplish all of our goals and to feel good about what it is we're doing in the space that we live in, that is a part of living your best life. So have a fantastic day. I look forward to speaking with you next time. And until then, take good care. Thank you. Goodbye.